What's up, guys? This is our chicken once again. Once upon a time. Yeah. Alright, so today I'm going to be going over Ember. With the changes that have come up, a lot of builds have been going around. I briefly just want to go over one that I kind of prefer a different kind of build. Not a different kind of build, but just a little different setup for Ember. Now the aura you can change. You can polarize that, format that to whatever you want, like corrosive projection or growing power or whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, the other portion is I do very not extremely low duration, but enough. The efficiency for, and this is going to be a World on Fire build with Firequake. Now, oh, jeez. So I get into arguments all the time about other high-level members in the Warframe community that say, "Oh, don't use Firecrake, just put on more strength or something, because it doesn't knock down. It's not 100% guaranteed that the enemy is going to be knocked down." Well, that's not the point. The point is this is crowd control, and the other thing is Ember's not powerful enough to go to, super high level missions. I mean, I guess if you're like really, really, really good and you got nothing better to do, that's all you could do. But I like to have a more balanced build, especially for the lower levels. And there's a lot of upcoming new players into Warframe, which, is great as long as, people aren't rude to each other and argue about this dumbest little things. So we got prime continuity for duration. We did throw on transient fortitude for more strength, vitality for some health. I don't like it when she's too squishy. I do like to have streamlining and fleeting expertise. I do have fleeting expertise at only an R4 for a reason. With 30% and 50% efficiency, I think I'm losing. Oh, let's see here. What is this? Fleeting. So we're at 130 plus 50 would be 180. So I'm losing 5%, which isn't the end of the world, which is great. In my opinion, where did that R? There it is. All right, and then we have stretch for the range, and I do actually use auger reach. I prefer 190. I think is a good range, especially considering that the strength will double and the range will... No. What is it? The range will diminish, will go down, and your strength will almost double, but the consumption of your energy will increase as well. So the range at 190, even if you split that in half, I mean, you're pretty much looking at around like 105% range, which isn't that bad. The strength, you could always lower it if there was any more range mods. That doesn't hurt you. I mean, what is it? I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, like overextended. And you'd have to do like an R1 or 2 and finagle it, and it's just, in my opinion, not worth the effort to do something like that. And then I throw on Cunning Drift. Now, for the Arcanes, you can pretty much throw whatever you want. I think Arcane Energize, as always, would be a good one. Unless you have Zenrik, which a lot of people do, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Things that I would probably do on him would probably be the ones that I would get hurt with the most. So let's say, you're, I don't know, you don't want to get hurt by an elemental damage. Throw on like Nullifier or throw on, some of the various arcanes that they have out, like Arcane Resistance, resistance to toxin damage. I mean, these are kind of things that you can kind of just like equal them out. Maybe something in the longs of Arcane Guardian. Where is that? for more armor, since she's a little squishy, could definitely help. And it's kind of up to you and how you like to play. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pull out normal enemies. And so obviously it's not going to be the strongest of Warframes, but it will definitely be something along the lines of, normal missions. Almost the entire planetary defense. And I mean, I like to actually use Ember for captures, rescues, and excavations. Oh man, yeah, she's the greatest on excavations, and man, do I need my cryotic. Right, so let's just go ahead and throw in just a couple of, let's see here, let's find some, like a Corpus Tech, Crewman, let's throw in Charger, Healer. Now I was doing some other builds that required a lot higher leveled enemies for as strong as some of the things I have, but let's just go to, let's say 35. We're not going to pause them, but we are going to go invincible just because I want you guys to see what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate this. Blah, 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 blah. All right. And let's go roll to fire. Now it won't be, I mean, keep in mind a lot of these are Eximus tier, which are going to give them a little bit more strength. And they're not knocking them down 100%, no, that is true, but knocking them down at all definitely helps with crowd control. Now, obviously, it's not the greatest, but it does help with, leveling that playing field out for these lower level guys. That didn't take too long. Now, if you look, the energy consumption is pretty low. It gives you just enough time to go around picking up energy orbs. I almost never run out of it, as long as they play like 40 and under leveled enemies. I usually tend to be pretty well off. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this up again, and I'm actually going to use my accelerant. And my accelerant doesn't have a very long timetable on there, but it definitely does enough. So at 100%, I'm doing more damage, less radius, but these guys are melting pretty well. I mean, 23 seconds isn't long. I don't have to spam it too much. It's only when those Eximus enemies come out. So you're running a capture, or a rescue, or an excavation, or whatever it is that you're running on those beginning levels, especially with a regular Ember is fine. And you have those, a heavy gunner, or a bombarder, and the Grenier, or, they have, the armor on them that it just, you're not strong enough to take out, but your ability is. That way, that's why I like not that way, but I like the accelerant. I mean, it's not the longest duration, but it definitely gets the trick done. Especially when you run into these guys and you're just like, everybody's died except this Eximus, and he keeps on falling down, and I'm tired of waiting for him to disappear. So throw on accelerant, and let's get the badongles out of here. Oh geez, I hope badongles isn't a bad word. All the new lingo going on around these days. Jeez, good gracious, that makes me sound old. I am not as old as you think I am. Let's put it that way. Alright. And of course, accelerant will boost the ability of weapons too. I personally like to bring the Amprex for my elemental damage, especially if I'm throwing in an accelerant. Bring in a weapon that does a different kind of damage, not an elemental or a beam. And then, as always, my Zemistar. My Zemistar, ooh-wee. Completely different build that you've probably seen. It works great for helping out the Warframes like, let's say, like Excalibur, Chroma, Raj, anybody or Rhino's Roar build, something that gives you additional damage. Whew, And that weapon is amazing. It not only is it good for just the blade itself, but the disc portion of the Zenistar. It was really meant for the disc portion of the Zenistar, so I'd keep an eye out for that. But that is all the time that I have today. As always, you guys enjoy yourself. Hit a like and subscribe if you would like. It's up to you. But what I really want is I want people to give me suggestions. Give me requests. What do you guys want to see? What's out there that these big dogs have that you're like, you know what? I'm looking for a different build, a different gameplay. What can I do that isn't so common? Yeah. I mean, I got nothing else better to do. Let me build some stuff for you guys. Let me show you something that you can strive for that isn't super expensive. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Ember can be kind of pricey. Maybe in terms of the cunning dress or the primed mods, but or even even the augments. I mean, when I was lower level, I completely remember being in one syndicate and taking forever in the trade chat or the alliance chat for someone to either trade me or sell me one for a decent price. Right before I jump off though, and man, I should have redone the whole thing, but I'm going to show you guys Augur Secrets instead of Firequake, just to show you what the difference is. Let's go ahead and throw on this, and let's get this up to 100% for just because we want to show you how much that damage is, and if it's even worth it compared to Accelerant without having it. Alright. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. They're already fighting each other. Of course they are. I mean, as you can see, I mean, the ticks going down aren't as much as you'd like them to be. Going Accelerant, and yeah, these guys are gonna, bleed out, die out, burn up fairly quickly. I mean, it does a little bit more damage, but isn't it a little bit nicer if you're trying to get away from enemies, complete that mission as quickly as possible? Rescues and captures. Man, I want to run through those quickly, and I don't want enemies, chasing me around on fire. I want half of them at least to fall down and leave me alone. That's what I want. Whew. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. So, send me requests, guys. Let me see what people are looking for. What information people want. Have a good one. Wada!